Number 9. Who is the prospect you are most intrigued by? Not the best prospect, but the most intrigue that you have for a single prospect in the 2025 NBA draft right now.
Oh man, this is a good one because it's like, how do I, decipher through all of these guys? I think Asa Newell has kind of been a guy that I've
Okay.
been intrigued by, like just trying to figure out who he is, what do I buy, where do I rank him? Obviously playing for Georgia. The shooting hasn't fully been there yet at all. The free throw percentage, offensive rebounds the heck out of the ball, some defensive disruption, scores the ball well otherwise on the offensive end, some versatility. He's intriguing to me. I haven't quite figured him out yet.
Yeah. So a couple of guys here. So to me, the answer here is just like it remains Ace Bailey, right? Like Ace Bailey is the guy that is going to swing this class one way or another, in my opinion. I have not loved the process to this point with Ace. And yet, like if you look at the numbers, he's averaging as an 18-year-old 17 points and 5 rebounds and is shooting 44% from the field and 44% from 3. He's like a serious shot maker. Like he is a really sick shot maker.
Yep.
So where does that leave you with him? I don't love the feel. I've always been a little bit lower on Ace Bailey because I don't think anything is easy for him. But if he's just going to be this level shot maker, it might not have to be easy. He might just be so freaking good that it doesn't matter. The issue for me is like never passes the ball. I think he falls asleep a little bit on defense too often. He might just be such a good shot maker that it doesn't matter. But I just Jordan Handelman says Michael Porter Jr. It feels very Michael Porter-y to me. That's what I said on a show a couple weeks ago, and it's kind of where I'm at on it, I guess. And Michael Porter's a really good basketball player. Like he's like a top 70 player in the league, top 65. I don't know what the number is, but if Ace is that, he's still a top 5 pick. Like if he's Michael Porter Jr., you take him in the top 5. It's just, I don't know what he is yet.
Yeah, I watched we talked about it. We watched the game. Well, I watched that Rutgers game from Tuesday night, obviously trying to, check out what Dylan Harper did with the numbers he put up and, kind of watch Ace's passing more so than anything because Ace is either going to make shots or he's not, but he's taking, he gets to spots and he gets a shot off because he is so tall. Like you say, it never makes it easy. The handle's got to get better, but the passing was the thing that came out of that game. I thought he threw some passes in that game, but the nuance of his passes was not good. The decision-making wasn't always great. The velocity of some of his passes was way off. And it's like, okay, if I'm going to draft him to be the primary option, he's got to be able to do that stuff at least, that when a double comes, he makes the read, hits the on-time, on-target pass. And if he can't, then, okay, now you're an off-the-ball player. Where is that? I want to see that part of his game. Are you a mover? Are you a relocator? Are you a cutter? What's your catch and shoot numbers like compared to your off drill? Like that's the Michael Porter Jr. thing is, does he shoot off the catch, off screens, off movement the same way Michael Porter Jr. does if he's going to ultimately have to play that role?
Yeah. And with Newell, like you brought up Newell, I'm really intrigued. I do really think he's going to have to shoot on some level or else he's a 5, right?
Yep.
And if he's not a 5, it's going to be pretty tricky, I think. My Dewar jeans are truly my favorite piece of clothing that I own right now. They sent me out a pair of jeans and they are fantastic. I've been wearing these things everywhere that I can whenever I go out of the house. They are so comfortable. They look great. They feel great. They're stylish. They're versatile. You can wear them in a lot of different situations. They are fantastic jeans. Dewar is built for doing with styles of stretch performance denim and lifestyle apparel for everyone in every season. Dewar has you covered for the colder winter months with fabrics like a fireside denim, which is interwoven with fleece for warmth without too much bulk. Plus, Dewar's clothes are sustainably crafted to last. They're going to be a staple in my closet for years. I am going to try and get them to send me more clothes out, in all honesty, because they have been so good. I love my Doers, and I'm sure you will too. Check out Doers flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopdoer.com/game theory. That's shopduer.com/game theory. Right now, my listeners are going to get 20% off your first purchase when you use that exclusive URL. Don't wait. Get 20% off at shopdoer.com/game theory. Who is the biggest riser for you in the 2025 NBA draft cycle?
I mean, I think just based on like maybe not just pure number, like, hey, he went from this number to this number, but Yegor, I think going from outside the lottery to the top 5 has to be the biggest riser, right? So far during the college season. I mean, I just based
undeniably,
on,
but
yeah.
it has to be Yegor. It has to be Yegor. But explain why it's Yegor, and I'll pick a different name just for funsies. But yeah.
I mean, the size with the way he passes is ridiculous. He gets the ball in and out of his hands. He can whip passes, uses eye manipulations. He has some bad decisions with turnovers and stuff like that, but the passing looks really good. But really what it's come down to, and I'm sure this is what you would say as well, he shot the ball extremely well. I mean, I think if you told us that he was going to pass the ball well, we would believe that. And the assist to turnover ratio is stupid right now. 2.5 steals.
It's like 3.5 to 1.
Yeah. But he's over 50% from 3. We'll see how long it holds. We'll see if it does hold at all. But that's really what has vaulted him into the status that he's in right now.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the passing is even better than what I thought it was, if I'm being honest.
Sure. Okay.
And part of it is that the shot is kind of opening things up for him to drive and then be able to make these like insane live dribble reads, right? They're going to play Ole Miss, I think, tomorrow, if I remember correctly, tomorrow or the next day. And that'll be an interesting one. That's their first like real true like high major game where they played a tough team. Like they played like Queens College and UC Riverside and Idaho and teams like that. And he's looked unbelievable. I do want to see what he looks like against ball pressure. Yep. That's like a real thing. But the passing, the playmaking, I mean, he could enter the league as a top 10 passer from day one in the NBA, depending on how well the shot translates. I'll pick Jace Richardson here.
Okay.
I've loved Jace. I've loved everything that dude has done for Michigan State. And people will bring up, oh, but he's like 6'2" or whatever, and he's not a super athlete, and he's, this, that, and the other thing. He's not really a point guard for them right now. Man, I don't really think I care. You watch that dude process the game and just think through it all on the court. I don't know if I've seen him make a bad decision yet this year. Just point blank. Like I've seen him miss shots, obviously. He's shooting like 70% from 2-point range at 6'2" right now. He's making his threes. The 3-point shot is going to be the swing skill for me. But he looks like a one and done, in my opinion. Like you watch that dude play. He is super smart. He knows how to understand the game. His feel is outstanding. He passes well. He passes well off of a live dribble, but he also plays off of 2 feet really well. He's always on balance. He's just coordinated. He's consistent. The finishing touch around the basket is fantastic, despite so this is Jason Richardson's son for people who like former dunk contest, champion, unbelievable leaper. He and Jace couldn't be more different as players. And oh my goodness, I love his game. I love how sharp he is. He played at Columbus High School.
He played with the Boozer twins.
And honestly, what I'm starting to wonder, and like this might be a little bit unfair, particularly to Caden Boozer, but like, did we not get a chance at the high school level to see as much of what he was capable of, because everything at Columbus is kind of catered around the Boozers, rightfully, because Cam is who he is, right? But I wonder if we haven't gotten a chance necessarily to see what he's capable of yet on the ball, because every time he gets more responsibilities put on his shoulders by Michigan State, he is successful at an even greater level than the game before.
So the game last night was the first one I really watched him, and I came away very impressed. Shot, like you said, shooting lights out. They were denying the crap out of him off the ball, which to me always says this is a guy that the other team really respects. And this was Memphis, who really gets after it defensively, like really gave UConn trouble on the defensive end. So I thought he looked very comfortable with the ball in his hands, had the nice little floater, thought the passing was legit. I thought he had good process on the boards. I think when you watch how guys attack rebounds, you can understand whether they understand the game. Do they make the rotations? Do they anticipate shots? Things like that. I thought he was doing all of that. And I was kind of intrigued by the defense. Even like he's smaller, but I think he had some good off-ball rotations. First half specifically, I thought he fought through ball screens well. The second half, he got hung up on some, but very, very interested in him after watching him for the first time last night.
Completely agree. He is a real player. I think he looks like a real dude, and he should start for Michigan State at the very least. I don't know what they're going to do long term with that, but he's a fantastic player.
I moved him into my potential first round tier. That's where I immediately moved him into my potential first round pick tier.